Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is super exciting. I am going to be testing out and reviewing the new Jaclyn Hill Morphe Volume II palette. I'm very excited. I've already done my base, so this is solely going to be focused on the eyes today. I can't wait. I've heard a lot of good things about this palette. Jaclyn is one of my top 5 favorite influencers. Her original Jaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette was probably one of the first like big major eyeshadow palettes that I purchased, and I use that one all the time in my everyday makeup. I've used it obviously in tutorials. You've seen it on my channel, you've seen it on my Instagram. So whenever she was announcing that it was coming out, the Volume 2, I was very excited. I really enjoyed Jaclyn and her products, and as an influencer I think she's great. And she kind of inspired me, along with a few others, to kind of jump into makeup and play with makeup and not be afraid of it. And now I'm here. So I'm going to be obviously reviewing the colors, telling you the truth about it, if you should go get it, the, you know, ins and outs of the palette. So if you're interested to see the look I create, keep on watching. Before we get started, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if at the end of this video you really enjoy it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, don't be afraid to explore. I have an entire channel of videos. And if this is your first time encountering Webby, please go check out my channel. I really do enjoy makeup. I love being able to create. I'm just starting out, so bear with me, but hey, that's the whole point, right? You gotta start somewhere. Now for this Jaclyn Hill review. I've seen a lot of reviews of it, so I've seen the colors, I've seen the campaign photos and promotions and all that good stuff, and other influencer reviews of the palette. I have seen some people say that some of the colors are repetitive and it's kind of like her first palette, but I think one thing that I have not seen is a comparison of the two. So I just kind of wanted to break down the two palettes. We're gonna go in and look at the original Jaclyn Hill palette. Obviously the front is very different. Packaging, the white packaging is still the same, which I do like. I like how it's not a standard black. I like how she kept with the white packaging with the second palette. For the first palette, obviously her signature is the name, as opposed to the second palette. It's a very like chic type name. The biggest difference are the colors. The color schemes are completely different. New one, we have a lot of oranges and purples and pinks. As far as the original one, that's like a really straight up neutral palette. Second palette is like your wham bam, thank you ma'am, hello. Like there's so many different colors that you can play with. You do have a neutral section kind of like in this first row and on to this second row, and then it kind of stops with this brighter orange. But I think it's good to have your neutrals along with your really bright colors, because then it's like, is this palette really everyday usable? And I think that's what I have loved so much about the original Jaclyn Hill palette, is I use it every day. Another thing that I really do enjoy is that on her original one, the color scheme and names and like shades are on the back. It's not terrible. It's just one thing that I've always kind of been like, I wish you would have done that differently. With the second one, you have those color names located right below the color, so you're not doing a lot of this. I love that. Thank you, Jaclyn, for doing that. So those are just kind of the package differences that I see right off the bat. I think people haven't really been comparing that. I know that's weird maybe to compare that. I really like the new look of the Volume 2 palette, and those are kind of my first initial thoughts on the palette. So it's $39. It has 35 different pans, it has different finishes. So the different finishes that do come in this palette are gonna be matte, satin, and shimmer. In comparison to her original palette, this is also, the original palette also does retail for $39 as well, and it also does have 35 pans. All right, enough talking about pricing and packaging and all that kind of stuff. I am so excited. I'm gonna go in with the JH40 brush. This is the Precision Blender brush. I'm gonna be picking up the color Not My Journey. It's this beautiful purple color right here. And I'm gonna be placing that on the outer corner of my eye and taking it in before I go back in and put some other different colors on top. Ooh. Okay, I'm here for it. And it's blending nicely. I'm going to switch to the JH30 brush. This is the Beast Mode Blender brush, only because I've placed my color, and now that I know where I want it, I can like really blend that out to the gods. Now I'm going to go in with Therapy Sesh. It is a lighter purple. I'm going to be taking the JH32 brush. This is the Transition Blender brush. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on top of the Not My Journey, and we're going to transition this so it's not all, so we have a little bit of a different dimension going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my P. Louise primer base. I'm going to go ahead and carve out my eyelids before we go in and place another crazy, wonderful, vibrant color from this palette on top. Be right back. Now that we have some of this shit carved out, I'm going to go ahead and go in. I'm going to take this gorgeous orange color called My Man. Oh my god, look how beautiful that is. Place it on top of the concealer, make it really pop. What? You gotta be kidding. Do you see how intense that color is right there? Jaclyn? Okay, I haven't been having fallout, but I did have a little bit of fallout, but I was an idiot and placed it. Once I started blending it, I didn't have any fallout. The corners are always just kind of crazy. Like, you're gonna have some fallout, but it's not crazy fallout. I'm not mad about it. It's something that can easily be wiped off. I think the biggest thing that I'm liking so far about this palette is obviously the vibrance of the colors, and there hasn't been crazy fallout like all down here, you know, because sometimes you run into some colors that are like, okay guys, I went ahead and did my eyelashes and mascara, eyeliner, lips, all that good stuff off camera. Today I used Ardell lashes in the style Double Wispy. On my lips I have Kylie Jenner's Velvet Lipstick in the color Creme Brulee. And this is the final look. My overall thoughts on the Jaclyn Hill Volume II Morphe palette are: it's really, really good. I think it's great. All of the colors are awesome. The colors that I used are great. I obviously only used a few certain colors because I was trying to recreate one of her PR looks that was my favorite, but the colors went on wonderfully. There was no like giant fallout on the bottom. The only fallout that I experienced was in the pan, but I think that's typical for any eyeshadow. And I did have a little bit of fallout in the corner with this orange color, but when I wiped it off, I wiped it off. It was great. It didn't smear, it didn't do any of that. That would probably be my only con, would be like the little bit of fallout that I experienced here. Overall, it's a great price point. The packaging is awesome. You really do get $39 worth of pure Jaclyn Hill greatness. The colors are vibrant and shimmery, and they go on the skin well and they stick, and there's different dimension to every color. And I think that it is perfect. Colors are great, price point is awesome, goes on the skin beautifully, and I think I'll be using this for a long time to come. That concludes today's review video. Once again, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and find me on Instagram at Webby. I'll see you soon. Bye.